Hey y'all, this is Allison hanging out at my retreat and doing a one-page layout. This is a super girly layout. I had a piece of Creative Memories paper, but it was not a full 12 by 12 because I had used a strip from it. But I had this other scrap of paper of blues, and I thought, well, I can make a strip of that top and bottom. And then I had these other pink strips that I thought, let's make a little border. So let's make some top and bottom borders for this. Going kind of old school. And I'm going to do each of these. I think I did them 1.5 inches. I was just checking it. Or 1.25 inches, something like that. You just do it what looks good. But I wanted the little paper ribbon that I'm going to make to be able to sit in the middle of it. So it is just over 1 inch. I think it's 1.5 inches. And then I have these strips that I'm going to put in my border system. The problem is the border system is made for a larger piece of paper. So I'm going to take this piece of white cardstock and I'm going to tape this down to it. I probably could have just used a scrap or something else, but decided to use this. And I probably should have taped it a little further away. I left myself 1 inch, and I think that I cut off a little tiny bit of the white paper as well, but that's okay, no biggie. I just have to remember that that piece is just a tiny bit short of 12 by 12 now. But I'll just use it for matting or whatever. So that's what it's going to look like. I'm going to do 2 of those. I'm using repositionable adhesive to make this a little easier. So I'm only doing this so that I have something to catch in the border system. So you pop it in. I have about 20 different cartridges, so I only brought a few of them with me on the retreat. But it's great to make strips or borders and when you want some interest. Now, I love this silicone mat because, you know, easy to wash and stuff like that, but stuff sticks to it. So it's not the easiest thing to keep clean. This whole page, beginning to end, took me 34 minutes. I'm shaking that into my trash. Took me 34 minutes, which is awesome. And I'm telling you, it's making those detailed page kits is a godsend. And just spending that time before you start, and then the pages come together so fast because it's the second time you've looked at it. So the first time you go through, you're also imagining, okay, how am I maybe going to lay this out? I don't always make a sketch to go with them. I do sometimes, but you start to think about, how am I going to make use of these papers? Do I have enough papers? And then it just comes together so much faster when it's time to make the page. So I'm just using that piece of paper as a guideline to create a 12 by 12 background paper. So it's spliced together. It's Frankenstein, as Shemelle would say. And I'm going to trim the photos a bit just because I'm trying to fit 3 photos on one layout, and the photos were printed at 4 by 6. So just trimming them down a bit to keep the important parts of the photo. And now I'm going to start matting some things. I still have another piece of that sort of cloudy blue paper. So I'm going to use some of that as well. Just repeat that paper on the page for this one. And this one will be in blue, especially since she's wearing her blue Cinderella dress. This was her favorite play dress. It was very fancy. She wore it. We got it for her 3rd birthday because she had a bouncy ball. You know, with a bouncy house, a castle bouncy house, and all the girls dressed like princesses. So they had a lot of fun on this little play date at our house. And now I have 2 different sets of stickers. I really like this heart sticker. It's a little bit bolder than the red, but it matches the dress that one of the little girls is wearing. So I'm just going to find some cute, fun, childlike stickers. There's some little florals in there. And I do end up adding some of the clear stickers as well. I thought about doing one of them as the title, but I just didn't like the brown, the bold brown on the clear stickers. So here's where I try that out, and it was too harsh. It didn't look good to me. So I'm like, all right. That one says having fun, which I thought was cute, but I just don't love the brown on there. I'm like, nope, don't like it. Too much contrast. So just looking for a few other little things. So there are some little dress up items on here clear stickers that I do add. And they have a brown outline, but they're not as solid or harsh as that other thing, so. And I think one more, I need something for the bottom. I find this, so. And then I'm gonna do a title, and I liked that too cute from that sticker, so I'm going to do it in these blue alphas. I wish the 2 was a little bit bigger, but it works out okay. I do shift these over just a tiny bit. to scoot this down. It was feeling a little crowded up there. So just scoot the whole thing down just a tiny bit so I can fit in an exclamation point. And I think it's time for some enamel dots. Oh, I had pulled this Brad's from My Mind's Eye, but they've yellowed a little bit and they just weren't right. I do like this that said friends or good friends or something like that. But I didn't like the bright red Brad that was on there, so I just trimmed it so that I could include that. And then there was really nothing else on there that I felt worked. The colors were just off. But I do have, from two different sets, I have some pinks and some blue. Pink, blue, and yellow is what I'm going to end up using for enamel dots. So please subscribe if you are not a subscriber. I am so close to 500 subbies, and that's a huge milestone for me. And please like the video to help the algorithm, and pass me on to any of your friends that scrapbook or papercraft. I've got lots of stuff coming up, including swaps and the Dining Around the World hop with Ginger's Corner, and I'll make a couple cards this weekend too. So come back to my space to craft. Here's some close-ups. So a simple page came together so fast. See you later.